Fabulous Annie. Oh my goodness. I wanted to do like a recap. That's what I wanted to do. A recap. Let me say share. I don't know, share. I wanted to do like a recap with let me see if I could do, oh my goodness. Tag. Let's try to see if I could tag any one. Okay, I can see that. Okay, I wanted to do a recap of the show, with Oprah, interview with Meghan, and I can't stop saying it like Prince Harry. That's what I wanted to do, and I'm also gonna be doing my podcast too along with it. Anyway, so I will start. Hi everyone. Oh my goodness, I just finished. Let me say enable things. I'm gonna enable everything. Yeah, okay, good. So I'm gonna be doing a podcast along with this live video. So I hope a lot of people watch the interview between Oprah Winfrey and Meghan and Prince Harry. It's always going to be Prince Harry to me, I grew up in Nigeria, and in Nigeria we valued the royal family. The queen was our queen. She will always be like a respectable lady, and we valued them as a Nigerian, growing up in Nigeria and everything. And it was wonderful to see Prince Harry, grow up and, watch his life and everything, watch the royal family, Princess Diana and everything, So it was wonderful watching the Prince Harry grow up and, experience life, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I am, attached to them, growing up in Nigeria. The queen comes around, everyone's like, the queen of England. She's the only queen I really know about and everything. So today was kind of emotional, watching this documentary with Oprah's interview with Prince Harry. And it was very emotional for me because a lot of reasons, because one, I know there's a lot of accusations, people saying that it was Meghan who persuaded Prince Harry to leave his family. Nobody knows if those rumors are true, From what she said today, she didn't, And watching the whole episode, it was emotional because I feel sometimes it is a cultural thing, sometimes anyway. I will explain. Like watching the whole video, I hope you guys are watching. I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anybody who wants to watch it. But I just wanted to give a brief recap. Okay. Watching the video, it was touching, seeing Meghan. She was close to tears. She was, talking about her emotional struggles, being a part of the royal family. It was emotional, it was emotional, And when I was looking at it, I was thinking in my mind, did she know what she was getting into? Let's talk about it. Let's talk. Come on, people, let's talk. Comment and everything. Did she know what she was getting into? That's my number one question. Because one thing you have to realize about things is that with certain privileges comes certain restriction. Like I was discussing it earlier with my husband. Obama cannot just get up and decide, he wants to go to the next coffee store, without security or without, what I'm saying? There are measures in place for their safety, and there are measures that are in place because you are a certain person of a certain status. That's what I'm saying. Because I watched the whole interview. Let us break everything down. Let us talk. Let's break this thing down for real. From what I watched about the whole thing was that Meghan said she had a different view about what the royal family was about. Excuse me. She had a different view about what the royal family was about. She probably expected it to be like, where you can come and go as you want. You can fly to different countries doing humanitarian work and this and that, But she did not expect that with the royal family will come like your passport is being taken from you, you are being monitored where you can go and where you cannot go, as per part of their safety. Let me put it like that. You understand? Because I watched the whole thing. It was like probably almost 2 hours, because it was like from 7 to 9 o'clock. I watched the whole thing. And she said that she couldn't even go out to coffee with a friend that just happened to call her. You know what I'm saying? To stop by or whatever. And I was like, because people are like, oh, you've been out all too much this week. And she's like, oh no, I've only been out twice this month, you know, something like that. That's what I was listening to, you know. And she felt that she was in prison. You know, it made it sound like that. If you guys watch it, comment and tell me what you guys thought about it. You know, I am talking about the interview between Oprah Winfrey and Meghan and Prince Harry. Let me say it. There are a lot of things we're going to talk about today. So she felt like if she was in prison, she felt like if she was restricted, she couldn't go and come as she wanted. She said she felt that she felt alone, you know what I'm saying? And it's understandable. She is from a different country. She is from a different culture. She didn't know what to do. Nobody was there to train her, you know, how to behave. Like, especially like she said, when she was first meeting, you know, the queen, she had to learn how to curtsy, like on the ride to meet the queen, you know. But, you know, one thing you have to think about it is like, you know, I don't feel that it was, to me, I don't feel, because when she's talking about the queen, she smiles and she said the queen always treated her well and everything, you know. Somehow I don't think in a way it has to do with racism. I don't know, that's me. Anyway, I'm talking, you know, that's me. You know, everybody could be different. But I felt like it was more like a cultural thing. Let me put it like that. You know, because they were saying things like, you know, maybe, who knows, maybe if she did not really know how to curtsy, it wouldn't really have mattered. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I remember, like, let me give for instance, I remember like when my husband came to Africa to marry me, to Nigeria. Nigeria, we have different cultures. You know, we have different ways you greet your elders. You have different way you, how I put it, you interact with everybody. You know, it's different. And I was telling my husband, I was like, okay, you have to greet like this, you know, the elders. You have to, you know, and my husband was like really eager to learn. And he was like, okay, how do I greet the elders? And even it was funny because when we went there, he was greeting both the elders and people who were younger than him. And they were like, oh, no, you know. But people didn't really mind. I know I'm making a far comparison or whatever, you know. But people didn't really mind or persecute him for not knowing the culture. Should I say it like that? So to me, I feel like watching the show, Meghan probably had a different idea of how she felt the royal family will be. You know, like, okay, everybody reads a book, you know, about princesses and everything, and oh my goodness, all the fairy tales and everything, you know. But in actuality, when she got there, it wasn't like the way she expected it to be. You know, that's what it is. It wasn't the way she expected it to be. So then it became like, oh my goodness, I can do things the way I want to do it. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to go to certain places, but I have to go. I don't want to do this, but I have to, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, to me, I think she felt like she was, you know, she felt restricted. That's what the whole thing was about, you know, up to the point that she was suicidal, you know, which was sad, you understand? And then to hear that Prince Harry felt like there was nobody to turn to or talk about that. Let me explain that part for my own way of explaining it. We Africans, we don't talk about depression like the way Americans talk about depression. For real. I grew up in that country till I was how many years old? I never heard somebody was depressed. I heard somebody was sad. But it was like, oh, you're sad. Like, come on, go and do something. You know, we don't take mental illness as seriously in a way. Let me say it, I'm not talking for everybody, but for where I grew up and how I came up, we don't really take mental illness as seriously as Americans do. Cultural difference, that's what I'm trying to tell you, cultural difference, you know. And someone coming to someone and say, oh, I'm sad, is a sign of weakness in Africa. Let me put it like that. That's for me growing up. This is my perspective anyway. So I felt when Oprah talked to Williams, it told Harry, and Harry said it wasn't something that was talked about because we Africans colonized by the British people, so probably have a bunch of their ways, you understand? We don't talk about that. It was only when I came to this country, to America, that I found out, oh, somebody can be sad and then it goes to depression and then somebody wants to kill themselves. No, Africans don't want to kill themselves. No. You don't get sad to the point just because of, your friends, jealous friends telling you that, oh, the British press is writing things about you horrible. Who hasn't had a horrible thing written about them? For real, who hasn't had it? Or because of your, I applaud her as a mom, saying that her son wasn't treated as the rest of his cousins. That is annoying. They shouldn't have done that. I don't. When she explained that it could have been racism, you understand? That's why Archie wasn't treated like his cousins, George and Charlotte and co. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I think about it also is, I don't like it, what happened, what they did. I don't like it, because I felt that, it could have been resolved another way. Let me say it like this. I don't like the idea that he isolated himself from his family. That's one thing I don't like, I always feel that as a wife, we come into a situation where maybe somebody, family members or your husband is quarreling with so and so, you as a wife will bring the family together. We already knew that Prince Harry felt like the black sheep of the family. He felt like that. The press didn't give him easy, because if they told him about how he wasn't even a royal family, his father was a tennis player his mom messed with, and so on and so forth, So he already felt like a black sheep of the family. He did. But as a wife coming in, I felt like you knew what you were getting into. You knew the royal, maybe she did not know, okay, but you knew you couldn't just jump and go and have tea, girl. You needed security. You are the princess now. You are not like Meghan. You are princess. You understand? You are married to one of the most eligible bachelor, prince. You understand? Prince Harry is like well known next to the queen. You understand what I'm saying? You knew they were going to have restriction kind of in a way, But what's about it there? How can you blame her? She had problem from her own family. Like, her family was selling her out for money, telling the press all sorts of things about her. Her sister in a wheelchair was talking about her dad. She already had like issues. You understand? On top of that one, she is an African American, coming from America, where there is like, racism against people like her. You understand what I'm saying? So she already had all those things. Then you now come and meet someone that is thinking that he's the black sheep of the family. I felt like, to me, in a way, I feel like she should never have promoted him leaving his family. But one thing about him, and people are calling him that he is weak and he listened to her and he left. When you think about it, she was suicidal. And not only that one, it was somehow because he felt like his mom, like what, he couldn't save his mom, but he can save his wife. You understand what I'm saying? That's how he felt. He felt like, okay, I couldn't save my mom, but I can save my wife. So I don't think people should call him weak for that. You understand that he left his family and came because his wife was suicidal. But one thing else I wanted to tell her, mentioning that she was suicidal is kind of like a horrible point against her. Because, God forbid, they don't work out, they will collect all those kids from her. For real. Because they already has categorized her as being unstable, not being harmful to herself and everything. So I don't know about her mentioning that to the world. I don't know. I pray they stay together. That's what it is. But excuse me. But one thing I wanted to say also, is the fact that, it breaks my heart to see family torn apart. It breaks my heart. Even when you look at the movement, the body language between Prince Harry and Meghan, He loves his wife. He loves his wife. What he did for his wife. Safety. You understand? He did for his wife's safety. You know, because she was suicidal. Because she was like, I can't take this anymore. You understand? But because when Oprah asked him, would you have left if it was because of Meghan? He said no. So in one part of me, I feel she should find a way to help her husband fix what is going on in his family, bring them back together. That's how I feel. I don't think, you know, from listening to what he's saying, he kind of wanted to eat his cake and have it. You know, he wanted to, okay, I'm going to not do the royal duties anymore. I'm going to isolate myself from the family, but I'm going to want to keep the title. I want to keep the security. I want to keep the privileges. I want to keep the money. But it can't work like that. When you make a decision, I am going to get away from the family, they're going to cut you off. You are trying to tell them, I can stand up on my own. You know, so they give it to you. Go stand up on your own and go and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, so in a way, when I look at the whole thing, I feel sad. That's how I feel. I feel sad for a number of reasons. One, I feel sad, like I've mentioned before. He should never have left his family. That's number one. Two, I feel sad because of her feeling isolated and she didn't feel so welcoming. Also welcomed, you know, by certain members of the family. But let me tell you something, though. In every family, royal or not, all your in-laws will not have your back. Or all your in-laws will not welcome you like that. It has happened to me. You understand? But I'm not going to like, okay, pack my husband away from his family. No. Do you understand? We are strong people. We can handle things thrown to us. That's what I'm trying to say. We can handle things thrown to us. You are a strong girl. What is it that they write in the press that you cannot handle? You understand what I'm saying? You know, what is it that is in the press that you cannot handle? Oh, they called Archie a monkey. So what? Is it the first person they've called a monkey? Come on now. Monkeys are cute too. I mean, there are certain things that, you know, we, in a way, let me say it like that. We prayed for this girl. You understand what I'm saying? When we heard that she was going out with Prince Harry, we prayed for her. Oh my goodness, we're finally going to get a princess in the royal family. We prayed for you. We fasted for you to, for May 19 to come, for you to walk down the aisle and get married. I mean, come on. Then you get married and then you decide, okay, I don't want to be a princess anymore. And I'm going to take Prince from, you know, maybe she, you know, she says she didn't. But you cannot blame him because he was worried. He was scared. He didn't know how to handle her depression. He didn't know how to handle her being suicidal. You understand? He was worried. If I don't take my wife away from there, she ends up dying like my mother. Oh my goodness, I couldn't save my mother, but at least I can save my wife. You understand what I'm saying? You know, a lot of things that when they talk about, oh, they didn't want the son to, Archie to be the prince. It was horrible. You understand what I'm saying? And then also, he wouldn't have a title and all that kind of things, you know. Even when Prince Charles become the king or whatever, you know, those were hurtful things. But in a way, I appreciate the fact that they said that the queen always welcomed her. You understand? Because initially, it was said that the queen was racist. You know, that's what it was said. Oh, the queen did not like the fact that she was a mixed kid or whatever, you know, someone from, mixed kid or whatever, you know, but I don't know what, I just feel so, I wish them so much well. And I feel that, like he said that his mom, he's living off his mom money and everything. And then who knows how long that's going to last, you know, and then what is he going to do? I worry about, God, I've never met the guy before anyway, but I told you I grew up knowing him, you understand, knowing the queen, growing up in Nigeria, you know. I feel for him, you know, and then just for us to see the prince. I mean, this prince that has lived his life in luxury all these years, feeding chickens in America? How about waiting? Hey! Ah, no. he doesn't have no security anymore. He has no princely money. He cannot just get up and go when he wants. He has to be on his savings now. Hey, I don't know. But what's about it? He did it because of his wife. And that's an honorable thing any husband would do, to save their wife. It's an honorable thing. But could it have been done differently? From what he said, that he didn't get no support from the British, from the British whatever family. You understand? Nobody to talk to. You couldn't talk to your brother because they maybe not even understand what was going on. And that's why I was trying to explain. It's an African thing. We Africans, before I came to the US, I didn't know how deep depression was. You read about, we don't take those things, like, oh, you're sad, go do something with yourself. We don't take those things seriously. Like, you don't see, we have mad people, you call them mad people in Nigeria, mental illness in Nigeria, and they're institutionalized, and you know what I'm saying? But, we don't, how do I put it like that? We don't, it's not like, people we don't kill ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Or people are suicidal, oh, I'm going to go kill myself because, oh, this thing is not working for me. It's kind of like a sign of weakness. That's how Africans, think about that. It's sad that we think like that, but that's how it is. It's when you come to America, people are like so conscious about it. People are all, because it's so rampant, people are killing themselves, just because they didn't get a job, or just because somebody bullied them online, or somebody, you know what I'm saying? I am not denigrating mental illness, or no, I'm just saying cultural difference from a different world. We don't take it as seriously as Americans take it here. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to explain things. Do I think the interview damaged them? Yes. You know what I'm saying? It did, kind of in a way. In a way, I almost feel like, because when I was looking at his body language, he didn't seem like he really wanted to do that interview. Because every time she kept on grabbing his hand, like Donald Trump grabs his wife's hand, and then he will remove his hand again. He loves his wife. Clearly, you can see that. But he is confused. The prince is confused. He's frightened about the future. Do you know what it is for you to not worry about money, and then you suddenly have to worry about money? I do. Yeah, let me say it like I do. It's not easy. It's frightening. It is uncomfortable. It is stressful. It is different. It's a different world. This is a different world. America is a different world. You understand what I'm saying? I feel for them. I hope that after watching the interview, the queen makes changes. I hope. You understand what I'm saying? Because when I was looking to her, he said that his father is how I put it, his father is caged or something like that. His brother is caged. This and that by the institution or something like that. And he said that he did not even know he was caged until he met Meghan. And one thing I wanted to say is that, did she like go there and like, I would say like make him aware of his restriction? Do you know what I want to clarify and say is that being restricted, it is a word that I'm trying to like, put into perspective. Being restricted because of your safety, does that mean bad for you? You understand what I'm saying? Like, because from what I was getting from her, she was like, oh, my friend came and I wanted to go out to tea with her, but I couldn't go out to tea with my friend because the people won't allow me go. Is that why you should be sad? They're protecting you. That's how I felt in a way. And then she said she doesn't read the media, but her friends. Whose friends are you talking about? Are these the good friends? Were they jealous friends? Were they your real friends? You understand what I'm saying? Or they're jealous that you married a prince? There are a lot of things you have to think about. You understand? Not every friend is a friend. You have to have certain people that you trust and you keep in your circle. Not everybody's a friend. Like these friends are all calling her up, and then this girl is already not stable. Then you're not calling the girl to tell the girl that, oh, look at what the press is doing, what this one is doing. Are those good friends? Let me say it. For real. You know? And then look at what they have driven you to now. Because when I was looking at that thing, that boy looks, that Prince Harry looks confused. He looks worried. He looks uncomfortable doing that interview. Because every time she grabbed his hand, like he, you know, she was always the one reaching out for him, not him reaching across to hold her hand. It was almost like Donald Trump, you know, and his wife, like always trying to grab the woman's hand, you know, and the woman's like, That showed you, that body language showed that he wasn't comfortable with the interview. He wasn't, because that's his family. No matter family, that's how I always say it. Family quarrel, they separate, but they are together. That's what it is. They are together. I hope from the interview, because even Oprah was shocked. Because Oprah herself knows she can't just go to the next store and buy something. She needs protection. She's Oprah Winfrey. It's like Obama saying, okay, I'm going to go and drink tea with somebody next door. No, it's not. No. Obama can't just get on a commercial jet and fly. No, he's Obama. He needs protection. He needs to, is there security? Is this safe place? What's going on? You know, for him to get, there's a thing that, certain things that come with fame, being famous, being royal. You understand what I'm saying? Certain things come with that. And that was the thing about, that's what Oprah was like, you didn't know about all that? You know, because I don't think it was basically just a racial thing. You know, they knew you weren't British. I mean, nobody expects you to curtsy or learn everything all at once. I just felt like it was so quick of a decision. I know she was unstable. I felt bad for that. You know what I'm saying? But, and I feel like maybe they should have been lenient a little, like, oh, adjust this girl to get to know your freedom will probably be taken away from you. You know, because like she said, her passport was taken away from her. Everything was, you know, she felt like she was in prison. She didn't know who to talk to, who to reach out to. What happened to your mother? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, not only your mother, but your husband. Like, you're having issues like your husband. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like getting third-party information from her husband. So wasn't that how your husband was thinking? Do you think so? Maybe he married you, he was in love with you, but he was also like worried about how dark is this baby going to be? Have you thought about that? You know what I'm saying? You know, and then he said it was somebody else that told him the information. I don't know. I puzzled about everything. You know, that's what I'm saying. I puzzled about everything. Probably when he married her, he wasn't thinking maybe they're going to have kids. Who knows? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then he's feeling like, okay, you know how people like want to ask a question and say, well, I'm asking for a friend. You understand what I'm saying? Who knows? Because when they ask him, like, who did it? I come and say, can't talk. Meanwhile, it was like, oh, no question is off limits. You understand? Oprah, in fact, did an excellent job with the interview. She asked majority of the questions that I would have asked myself. You know, I was very proud of her. But you know, one thing about it is that I look at it and I felt sad at the end of it. I felt very sad, you know. I wish them so much well. I do. I wish them so much well. I mean, Prince Harry has always been a favorite of mine. You understand? You know, like, you know, the black sheep, whatever, but a good way. You understand what I'm saying? So I wish them well. I feel like, to me, the outcome of this interview should help the royal family understand where they're coming from. You understand what I'm saying? And then be more understanding of the situation. That's how I feel. And then make amends. I don't want family to be torn apart. I don't like it at all. I don't like that idea. You understand? And I'm grateful that his grandmother keeps in touch with him. You know, I don't know what his problem is with his father and his brother, you know. But one thing about it you have to think about it also is that I hope that out of this meeting comes some sort of change. You understand? I don't think he should be strict of all his title and this and that. I don't think so. You know, I feel that, you know, maybe this should be an eye-opener, you know, because when you marry a foreigner, comes with foreign beliefs, foreign cultures. Like me, for instance, you know, I grew up in Nigeria and I have my Nigerian ways. You know, I think like Nigerian, even though I've been in the US 20 years, and I'm also an American, you know, but I was raised in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So there's a different culture. When I first came here, people didn't understand me. There was a lot of conflict from that, you know, because people thought I was being something else when I was just being myself. and I had my same behavior. So that's to say, there's a lot of, I feel like to me, what happened was a lot of cultural differences. Cultural differences. The royal family have a way they do things. They are strict with it and everything. And she grew up as an American. They are free. You know, Americans can do anything they want to do. We Africans, and you know, I'm partly American too, but I always claim, you know, African too. We can just do anything we want to do. You know what I'm saying? We have culture. We have traditions. We have things. When you go to Nigeria, there's certain things you have to live by. America, you can write to the president and tell him how you feel. We can't do that in Nigeria. You know, so I think, to me, I feel, you know, looking at the whole situation, I feel like she, number one, should never, but she wasn't in a position to really do it, you know, but she should have never encouraged her husband to leave his family, you know, or whatever, because we wives have power. I know maybe he made the decision himself, but he had no, in a way, when you look at the situation, he had no choice. She was suicidal, trying to kill herself. What is he going to do? He has to save his wife. You know, at the detriment of his, you know, I almost want to say his relationship with his family. You understand what I'm saying? So, Lord, I felt bad watching it. And I really do wish them well. You know, he said that they cut him off financially. I was like, boy, you were trying to, how you call it, eat your cake and have it? Like, you think that you was like, I'm not going to be royal anymore, then they're going to like, okay, you still be prince, and then you're still collecting prince money? No, it doesn't happen like that. And I'm wondering, my mind, I'm like, how long is the Diane money going to last? People, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much money did this woman have that she left for you? You understand what I'm saying? Now he has to like think about saving money. He has to think about worrying where his next meal is coming from. I feel like it's a shame. I don't know. I feel bad about it, you know. But I sympathize with them. You know what I'm saying? I hope that this meeting will bring some sort of, how I put it, compromise between the royal family. Maybe look within themselves to change, you know, certain things. And also Meghan to be open to realize people's... So let there be some sort of compromise, you know. That's how I feel. And I hope that, you know. So that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, you know, just to give a brief recap about the interview. You know, you guys let me know what you guys think about it, you know. Tell me what you think and let us talk about it. Yeah, so I'm going to bed right now. I just had to like put myself together to come and do this, you know. Oh, Lord, my whole face, everything. But thank you guys for listening, and I hope you do comment and interact and talk about how you feel about the interview. If you did listen to it, it was on CBS, you know, Oprah had it. It started at 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. It was a 2-hour interview, and they showed, you know, the prince feeding the chickens and everything. I was like, oh my goodness, this man has left his royal privileges to be feeding chicken in America. What? But I wish them well. Yeah. Thank you guys for all your support. You know, I'm your girl, Fabulous Annie. Like always, I say stay blessed and always be fabulous. Good night, everyone. Sleep well. Bye, everyone. I am figuring out how to close this now.